What's up, guys? Key trade day is May 5th, and pretty shitty day, to be honest. We had great reads for the longs. Targets were met. Didn't get a trade. We got a nice reversal, and that was it, right? Um, just a day where it's just you're gonna have to play conservative. So this is why the title of the video is just exactly that. In terms of me, started off Sunday night, took 2 wins, and then today's profit here. But pre-market plan wasn't necessarily spot on, but it ended up working out. So this is the plan that really worked out. I said if we sweep sell side and find the reversal, I want to target these targets. A little mistake here. It should be 77. I want to target these price to fill this imbalance and potentially seeking this target, previous week's high. So again, just looking for, right, we're priced to the 4-hour fair value gap. Let's see how we act. So coming into the session, here is our structure. Again, the 4-hour fair value gap I am looking for is the price here to see how we act. And then my target was the 99, which is going to be this 4-hour high. And then 77s, which is going to be this 1-hour high. And I was also monitoring how we played through this 1 hour. Basically saying if we sweep sell side and find buying through this 1 hour, here are my targets. And that is exactly what happened. So my trade ended up coming on a nice inverse scalp here. Once we saw the flip, I grabbed my entry, put my stop at this low, and I targeted the break of the high. So this was my personal trade. But as you can see, coming into news, we ended up hitting those targets and never saw a clear model. I could validate this model though. We had a sweep of the opening low. We had an SMT. I could validate this SMT inverse setup. Entry somewhere around here, stop loss here, targets here. So that would be the way you could catch the longs, but I just did not like this price action, and I wasn't really confident in taking a setup. Right before news, this news candle could have came down, crashing down and stopping us out. So I was fine staying patient. But yeah, this should have been probably the trade to take today, but we ended up getting a 4-hour short. So a classic setup for us, right? We noted we swept these sell sides, and now we've hit my area of interest. What have we done at this area of interest is we found selling, right? So it was a simple short play. I called for a 65 entry, and then here is the tip, right? How are we profiting in slow, inefficient markets? Is you want to do this. Number one, you want to size down, right? Best thing to do is size down. Why do we size down? Because of this, right? Save your money, right? Save your money for better conditions and confident looks, right? This was a confident look in terms of just the overall, setup. But in terms of conditions, we want to size down because we want to save our money. Why do we want to save our money? For better days. We're sizing down because we know it's a lower probability. Lower probability of what? Efficient delivery, right? We know it's not going to efficiently deliver. So how do you combat that? Loosen stop and take profits faster, right? Play conservative. So this trade, if held to plan, would have been a stop out or would have been a re-entry, but it would have likely been a stop out. Right, so here is how you're going to profit in slower markets. Number one, size down. Play a smaller size position because you want to save your money for better days. Like last week, we saw banger trades, banger deliveries. And you want to be confident in the trades you're taking, but we understand that it's lower probability. How do we combat the lower probability? By sizing down, because we know it's not going to be likely to efficient delivery. And then in terms of execution, how do I execute? I loosen my stop loss. I give it the room to breathe. And I do what? I take profits faster. I play conservative. So how did we play this trade? Right? Our targets would have been 1 minute low and the day's low, which is very, very conservative looking at my true draws, which were going to be the pre-market low. And then we had data lows back here. So my targets were resting way lower narrative-wise. But understand the condition. Here's how we played this trade. Got in short here. Right, our stop loss was looser at the high here. Usually when I see a fair value gap form before my entry or at my entry, I'd put the stop at there. Expected it to respect. Right, so what did I tell members? I told members this. If we inversed this bullish, the market's either going to open up and continue to our targets or break even us. So I call this has an early scale, which would be what? Taking profits faster, playing conservative. I call for this an early scale, right? This is about a 30 something points. So once we inverse, I called for the scale, 31 points, right, at a 27 point stop loss. So we took a 1-to-1. The real trade was going to pay 80 something points. Yeah, it would pay 80 points. So it would pay nicely. But I told the members that grab a scale early at a 1-to-1 and go break even. Right, move your stop loss to break even. And then what happened? What do you know? It gets instantly break evened. And if you look at it, if you grab the 1 minute fair value up here, you would still be in, but it never hit the target. So this would have been a losing trade. Right? So how did we combat that and take a win instead? By playing conservative. Number one, I understood conditions. Inefficient, slow action. I'm confident in my 4-hour short model. This thing plays ball 80, 90, 100 points. This thing rips, right? We've seen it rip, right? I'm confident in it, but I'm not confident in the conditions. So we execute at smaller size, we give it the proper breathing room, and we take profits faster. Once we inverse this, we either see sellers step up and dump to our targets, or we will see it break even. But I'm not going to be up 30 points in profit over a 1-to-1 and let it make me lose, right? So that is how we played it. And then we had a member catch the profit there. And it was overall a great day, right? Understood the news. FOMC's coming up, so likely not to be great. We waited until after news, and that is what we got. And then coming into the PM, pretty choppy, nothing else. The long read was great. It was right. The 4-hour short, partially right. But overall, understand the condition, adapt, and then execute. If you see the setup and you don't like the market action, what do? Don't force it. Just don't trade it. Hey, this could work out. It could work. This is my model. Because of conditions, because of the way it sets up, I don't want to trade it. And that discipline will pay more in the long run. But that's going to be it for a quick video, May 5th recap, how to profit in slow and efficient action. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join this group, have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have any and all new members. But until next time, guys, peace out.